Another MannyMovies. I want to talk about Cinema Paradiso, 1988. The film starring Philippe Noiret, Jacques Perrin, Antonella Attilli, Roberta Lena, and the little boy who you will fall in love with, played by Salvatore Cascio. I'm sorry for butchering the names. Yes, it's an Italian film. That means subtitles. Well, kiss my ass and start reading, because film and art was never made to be consumed by dubbing. And not all of it is all in English. This film will make you cry, 1000%. It's gonna make you cry. And if it doesn't make you cry, then you've got the blackest and darkest of hearts. I first watched this film in 1996. I was glued from the first frame to the last frame, and that frame will pull at you so hard. You can't help but love this story. The performances, but it's the music. The music by Ennio Morricone, one of the best, if not the best composer ever. Ennio went to school with Sergio Leone. Can you just imagine that? Just imagine those two young men discussing film and art at a time when you actually dove into stories. Sergio, the man that gave us A Fistful of Dollars, 1964, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966, Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, and of course, Once Upon a Time in America, 1984. A gangster film that is up there. It is up there. I'll be sharing the story about that film one day. Back to Ennio and the music in this film. It holds you and it never lets go. The music in this film is another character. I honestly feel the music is at the heart of the small town in Sicily, where the story is told in flashbacks as the main character, Salvatore, returns home for the funeral of his old friend Alfredo, the projectionist at the Cinema Paradiso. Alfredo taught young Salvatore everything about filmmaking and storytelling in a time when people were all about family and love, community, and in this film you have sprinkles of those classics. The yelling mama, pulling at the ear, the village idiot just saying stupid things, the strict church, never allowing any films that had any kissing in it that had to be removed, wink wink, the young love. The film hurts because we know these people, we've spoken and we've seen these people in one shape or another, and Alfredo's passion for teaching young Salvatore and pushing him away from this town to get out and discover the real world is heart-wrenching. It hurts, but Salvatore needs to feel that pain to fulfill his life. I miss the classic cinemas. By the end of 1956, Italy had over 17,000 theaters, the most of any European country. Here in Toronto, I was fortunate enough to watch films in the Uptown, the York, the Eglinton, the Varsity. I watched Return of the Jedi at the University on Bloor Street. All of them gone. They're all condos now. It's incredibly sad. Europe has held on to these historic buildings and what it does for the community. Film connects us. Stories connect us. We need more of these to return, not be replaced. Now for the master of this film, Giuseppe Tornatore. What an artist. Cinema Paradiso 1988 was his second film. He began his career in television from 81 to 96. The next film that blew me away, and you should also watch, is Malina. It was released in 2000, absolutely stunning film. Then he made Baria. Then he made his first English film, The Best Offer. Such a great piece of cinema, an unraveling story of love and deceit among the art community. In 2021, he made a documentary of his old friend, Ennio Morricone, called Ennio, who passed away on July 6 of 2020. Worth watching. I find today's films, they feel more like today's fast food stories and are rushed far too quickly, and I'm not expressing that. Production should take 2.5 years, much like how Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now did, another masterpiece, but that's for another video. Films today are rushed through the process to get as many eyeballs watching it on the first week. Then it disappears, the story disappears, then the ideas disappears, because artists aren't given the time to nurture the story, the plot, the characters. I really would love to just pump the brakes and give that time to the story, give that time to the writers, give that time to the filmmakers. One last thought on this beautiful film: the architecture, the theater, and the roaring lion carving where the projection shines through, the wood seats shaped to the average body, the stone floor, the stone buildings, the stone roads. You can feel all of those details in this film. You can smell that theater. You can truly feel that cinema. I dislike modern day theater seats. I don't care for vibrating seats that rattle when there's an explosion. Watching a film, experiencing a story, begins with the eyes and ears, and it ends in our hearts with emotions and feelings, and we don't need to be physically shaken to be told it's a good story. If you must tell me, then I will never feel it. Cinema Paradiso allows you to feel every layer, every word, every detail. I want you to let it go and just watch the film.